Hello, Crossout community. I'm Vulture, and I'm here to show you some of my vehicles. Now, this video will be one of a series of videos called Craft Brews. I named it that way to kind of give the idea of a carefully handcrafted vehicle, something that's been worked on for a long time and kind of perfected. Well, at least perfected by my standards. Now, my standards are a little bit different than most other players, or some other players, I'll say. I want something that's fun, unique, and then finally effective. I don't want effective at the top of the list. Effective has to be in there, but it's not the top of the list. It has to be fun, and it has to be a little unique. I can't just have like some sort of hover 88 build made of like 10 parts and then be happy. Like I gotta have something that kind of stands out from the rest of the other stuff. I guess I'm a hipster. Who knows? So this is the first vehicle I want to show you, and this is, well, going to be all about this whirlwind build. Now, you're going to see the whirlwinds, and you're going to say, oh, whirlwinds, that's not fun. You said fun was the top of your list. Yeah, I would have agreed. And I kind of still agree, except this one is a special case. This one kind of has a lot of little things working for it that do make it fun and do make the whirlwind fun. So the main thing that makes this one fun is the neutrino. Now, for those of you who don't know, the neutrino has 2 points of zoom. So you can really get in there and really pick things off across the map. And I have a lot of fun doing that. I really like neutering builds from across the map. Let's see if I can do that here. Like, that gives me a lot of joy. Now, usually in a fight, I fire faster than that, and it's a messy thing, but I don't know. It's a lot of fun just breaking guns from all the way across the map. And it's got, the find the generator feature. That's a lot of fun, too. Popping generators, especially with whirlwinds across the map. You break their armor off, and then you dig into their, where the generator is, and you pop it. That makes whirlwinds fun for me. Also, augers are fun. Augers are a lot of fun. I kind of didn't think so at first. I kind of thought they sucked and they just were not for me, but I played with them and built a few builds and perfected things and then came up with this. And I don't know, I really, really like augers now. So, yeah, the combination of things makes this thing fun, and whirlwind's kind of fun. So, if I were going to say how fun, I guess I would rate it 5 arbitrary crossout units out of 10 fun. Pretty fun. Not amazing, but it's enjoyable to play. Now, let's talk about unique. Why is this thing unique? Well, it's whirlwinds. Whirlwinds are pretty rare now, and screws. Screws you don't see too much of. And then it's screws with a golden eagle. So each of those things is kind of an odd duck. But I think the thing that really makes it stand out is the gun configuration. Now you see in the exhibition, most screw whirlwind builds are side to side, like this. Now this is pretty typical. Either that or side to side from the cab. Find a side to side one from the cab. Well, this kind of conveys kind of what I'm talking about here. That's typically what you'll see if you see screws and whirlwinds. But mine are front to back like that. I don't know why more people don't run autocannons like this. This seems to be the optimal way to run them, in my opinion. Main reason is, you get both guns shooting lots of angle. I mean, I got maybe like 340 degrees, 310 degrees, I don't know, something like that, of both guns firing. And second, it makes them a little bit harder to shoot off. If you're having like a sniper battle against another whirlwind, it's hard to hit that. So that's kind of a small footprint, while as if one was here and one was here, I could kind of spray in this general area and hit one, both cabs, something like that. This is hard to hit, or harder to hit. You know, you're going to be hitting a lot of air. Especially if you know, strafing back and forth like that. And finally, they're more accurate like this. Both of the guns are pointed, well, at the same thing. Usually, if they're left and right, what happens is both of them are pointing at an angle and kind of converge where the crosshair is. So if I'm here, it can converge like left and right at this point. But if you have an enemy, you know, you're not shooting at the ground where the enemy is. You're often leading the enemy. So say he's in a clearing like that, and they're going to converge way back in this cliff and not on the enemy where you want them to. If they're back to back, they don't need to do that. They just come out and they go straight and they travel together. So that's the unique aspect. What about effective? Well, the main thing that makes this effective is probably, honestly, the power score. This is about the limit for whirlwinds, I'm finding. Effectiveness. Anything higher, and builds are just too strong. Relics are just too hard to strip off, and there's just too much armor. Too many, like, multiple train plows, spider legs. That's all stuff Whirlwind can't really deal with. It can't strip that stuff, damage that stuff, or just DPS it. It just plinks at it forever, and nothing happens. So around this power score, you're encountering, you know, a lot of fat men, goblin builds, some Fafnirs, you know, a good mix of stuff. A lot of hurricanes, drone builds. So not a lot of relics, not a lot of tsunamis. I mean, yeah, you see tsunamis, but no typhoons really. Mostly 88s. So all stuff that's you're able to strip off with the whirlwind. And, you know, Bigfoot wheels, you know, not all spider tracks or all spaced armor hovers with multiple hovers, you know. That stuff's hard to deal with. So wheels, little cannons, smaller guns, some blues. You know, this thing does quite well at destroying that stuff. So that's the main thing that makes it effective. But what it really excels at, this particular build, is suppressing cannons. So say there's a cannon guy, you know, peeking up over this ridge. He's firing, going back into cover to reload, and then popping out to fire. So what you could do is you could just kind of shoot the whole time. And if he pops out, wants to take a shot at you, yeah, oh, looks like you missed. I sidestepped because I got pretty good acceleration and good mobility, and I can strafe. I could strafe forever. So that's the main thing. This thing will shut down a lot of like cannon users, multiple cannon users in a lot of cases. So if you got a big open map, it's kind of a sniper's paradise, you could just pop up on a ridge, real brave-like, and just start flanking and putting their heads down. And like multiple cannon users that can happen to just from you doing that. And if they just want to face tank it, they're going to get stripped. So that's typically how I play whirlwinds on this thing. Is, you know, I get somewhere that has really good visibility and just make people's lives miserable. That's kind of how you play it. What else makes it effective? Well, against other autocannons, like I said, it's hard to strip this thing. You strafe back and forth like this, and you got a narrow point to shoot at with your guns, and they're going to have a hard time stripping you. And your stuff is more accurate than theirs more often than not, because you got top to bottom configuration like that. So, I don't know, at long range, this thing's, I would call maybe even an apex predator. It just, there's nothing that can really contest it too hard. Except railguns. And then, so at medium range, it does pretty good too. Medium range, let's say you got some machine guns. This thing's really good at shooting off machine guns at medium range. Well, that's close range. you get the idea. But I don't know, it's really good at medium range, shooting off machine guns, stopping people from closing in on you, shooting off wheels. It doesn't do too good against, like, you know, Wasp and Cricket builds, that sort of thing, because they could just dump out damage all over your machine and get into cover, and they don't have to be accurate like a cannon. Cannon has to take a moment to aim. Crickets, you just kind of vomit all over your opponent, and I'm not talking shit about crickets. I love crickets. I use them a lot, but that's how you play them. You just kind of vomit on your opponent, and this thing doesn't do too well against cricket builds. What about shotgun builds? Okay, so shotgun builds are hit and miss. You're probably not going to kill a shotgun build, but you can either get away by driving over them when they wedge you, driving over them with your augers and trying to get away, and you got some pretty good XY mobility, while most shotgun users are using wheels, so they don't. So you can kind of get away, and you got decent speed. You can go 70 kilometers per hour, so yeah, you stand a good chance of getting away or running to your team just because of the augers. Sometimes you can wedge them too. They'll come up here and their wedge will fail, and they'll go on top of your build, and you can kind of use the augers to grind their frames off or their wheels off, and that works pretty good too. But general, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's effective at all really against shotguns. Good shotgun players, ones that are savvy, are gonna know they don't need to wedge you. There's no point to wedge you. They're just gonna get next to you and then just blow your crap off and then say haha and drive away. So they don't need to wedge you. They don't need to get in range of these somewhat dangerous movement parts. What about harvesters? Oh man, this thing loves fighting harvesters. It's fun. Harvester will 9 times out of 10 get wedged if they hit your meat grinder. This thing has pretty good power for a Torero, mainly because it's got the Golden Eagle and it's using augers, which are pretty power efficient movement devices. I think they give minus 35 power, so 2 of them together is 70. While like if you're running Bigfoots, let's say 4 of them, that's 80, and then tracks are just less. So as far as movement parts go, meat grinders are pretty power efficient, because you only need 2 and they only take 30 minus 35 each. So you got some good power. So when you come up against meat grinder, you want to hit him, have him hit right here, and then 9 times out of 10 he'll wedge, bounce up on your vehicle, maybe grind off this weapon, but good price to pay because you'll probably kill him, because you can wedge him, he's not going to be able to do anything. You can grind off his frame or his wheels and then just shoot him. And even if he comes at a bad angle, let's say he comes at this angle, you have enough power in the build to kind of push him around, twirl in place, and then like shove your meat grinder under him. So yeah, those of you who want a sniping build that's almost harvester proof, this thing is probably it for you. This is something definitely worth looking into for this power score. Now lances, this thing can't do anything about lances really. I mean, lances are going to be cloaked as they hit you, and then you are going to die. End of story. So that wraps up effectiveness. What else could I talk about this build? Oh yeah, this thing, I had a lot of trouble with augers for a while. I couldn't figure out how to use them, how to make them work for me. Now, the main thing I found that was giving me trouble is the weight distribution. So, I'll talk about that in a minute. But if you look at the augers, they kind of got this like cone on the front of them. And oftentimes what will happen is a build will kind of ride on those cones. And when it does, it becomes really hard to control. Like, it'll flip around, spin around, jump around, bounce, all sorts of terrible stuff. So I had a lot of trouble figuring out how to get a build to not, just ride around on the cones when you're simply maneuvering. You're just kind of driving around, and then all of a sudden, whoops, I'm on the cone and shit sucks. My life sucks. Like, that sort of thing happened a lot to me using meat grinders. So I kind of found out what you want to do is you want to have a really low center of balance, really low as possible, so that there's less bounciness when you adjust your speed or your trajectory. And then the second thing is put something in front, kind of like an endo bar, not like a wheelie bar, but something for the other end, so that you really kind of can prevent those cones from getting rode on as much as possible. Now you can kind of use the cones to maneuver in strange ways, but I'm not really good enough to do that yet. Another thing with augers is to keep it at low center of balance is they tend to drive up on stuff and like drive up on like doodads on the map or other players, and doing that you're liable to flip. So having low center of balance is really good for that, so that you can, I don't know, deal with some pretty extreme angles and be okay and not just tip over immediately, because that sort of stuff happens a lot when you use augers, or at least when you use augers like I do, and I'm kind of clumsy with them, and I kind of do a lot of stupid stuff, and I don't know, it just works out in the end if you have a very low center of gravity. So that's the main thing that I've learned about augers. This thing, I don't know, that's quite a low center of gravity considering how tall the thing is. Got those two pretty not insignificant weighted guns pretty high up, but the rest of it is all weight on the bottom, and the main thing is armor on the bottom and some bumpers, that sort of thing, is keeping the weight low. So yeah, that's it for this particular build of me blabbing about and kind of displaying its features. I'm probably gonna just cut from here to some footage of me and my buddy playing together, just to give an idea of how it's used and what it can be good for and bad for. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the footage, and don't mind the swears and the bad language. My buddy and I, we just do that. So yeah, enjoy. I don't know what he was using.
Did they like change how things?
Huh?
Did they like change things? Like hotfix something so like weapons do different things than they used to?
I don't know. We always suspect there being like stealth nerfs, because shit acts weird sometimes.
Yeah.
The fuck is that thing? A hot dog over there. I think it's actually a hot dog. Alright. A little rough.
Oh, there's wheelies bouncing around.
Why haven't they killed him yet? Oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
Time to go now. If you're by B, be really careful. Fucking shooting me, robot. Ah! Is he fucked?
He's gonna be.
Okay. Ooh, nice shot.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Damn, we had a good comeback there.
Yeah, it looked bleak. They were all grouped up, like how good teams do. And then, oh, they kind of pursued and split up. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of names that I recognize tonight.
I remember Peach Snapple.
Oh yeah.
That's about it, though. I actually got a hit. Wasn't a big hit.
Sorry, teammate. Teammate just took homing rockets from me.
Got all kinds of shit going on over here.
I can just back up back here.
There. Eliminate that thing, will you?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Just you and me here, bud.
Oh boy.
Let's see through all the goddamn fire. They're probably gonna push pretty hard. And here comes another barrel on my head. Like he's throwing one over there, too.
Push back a bit.
If they're coming down the main drag here.
Find the fire. They're pretty hurt. I think that's the fire dude, man. Gamer cat?
Yeah.
Nice.
My kill. Wow.
Oh, that good fight. Jeez.
That was fun.
And then, yeah, and then my neighbor's rapist van he has that has no muffler started up first thing in the morning and woke me again.
Rapist van.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Yeah, it's like a beat up old white van with blacked out windows, so what else could it be used for?
I suppose.
Yeah. But he's had no muffler on the thing for like 3 months now. I'm kind of getting sick of it.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. The only thing that sucks is I added a whole bunch of weight to this, but now I'm up to like 7,800 power score.
Yee!
Yeah. It does seem to push better. Like, it's got more inertia, right? more momentum. So when I hit something, I can kind of smash and keep on rolling. So I think that is a factor. Your weight is going to affect your traction. You're trying to say below 7,500?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm having the most intense match. You would not believe it.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Yes. I'm probably gonna lose, though. Alright, now to find Thorgal in 50 seconds.
I wonder if he's using his One Punch Man build.
No, he's using his floating skull. He's down here. Oh man. Oh, I found him.